Hello everyone, my name's Emma and today I'm going to be doing story time with a book that my mum used to read to me when I was a little girl. So I hope you enjoy it just as much as I used to, and I still do. This story is called Hansel and Gretel. This story begins with tummies rumbling. Little Hansel and Gretel hadn't had any food to eat. They were very hungry. Hansel and Gretel heard their mean auntie whisper to their father. "Get rid of those children," she said. "Then we will have enough to eat." The children were sad and hungry. The next day, the children were taken into the woods. Soon they were far from home, but Hansel was clever. He had some bread. He left a trail of crumbs to lead them back home. "I have a plan," Hansel told Gretel. Hansel and Gretel were left all alone in the dark woods. "Don't worry," said Gretel. "We will follow the trail of crumbs home again." But a little bird had eaten up all the bread. And now Hansel and Gretel were lost. Before long, it got dark. Hansel and Gretel made a little fire to keep warm. There were strange noises in the woods. The children were too hungry and too scared to go to sleep. "Twit-too! Twit-too!" went the owls. "What was that?" "It's all right," cried Gretel. The next day, Hansel and Gretel wandered through the woods until they came to a funny little house. "It's made of sweets," said Gretel. They stopped to eat a bit of the little house. Looks yummy, doesn't it? Not sure they should be eating someone else's house though. Suddenly, an old woman came out of the house. "Who is eating my house?" asked the old woman. "Sorry," said Hansel. "We didn't know it was your house." "We're very hungry," said Gretel. "I'll give you ham and jam," said the old woman. So Hansel and Gretel went inside the little house. The old woman gave Hansel and Gretel a big supper and sent them to bed. But Gretel heard the old woman cackling to herself. She was really a witch, and she had a wicked plan. "I will feed the boy to make him big and fat, and I will eat him up," the witch said. Gretel told Hansel about the witch's plan. The next day, the old witch locked Hansel in a cage. The witch made Gretel give Hansel lots of food to make him fat. But Gretel was also very clever. She had a plan too. The old witch couldn't see very well, so Gretel gave Hansel an old bone, and he pretended it was his finger. Not very fat yet," thought the witch. One day the old witch couldn't wait any longer. "Fat or not, Hansel will be my dinner!" She cackled. "But the oven isn't hot," said Gretel. "Nonsense," said the witch, and she opened the oven door. Quick as a flash, Gretel pushed her in and closed the door. And that was the end of the wicked witch. Hansel and Gretel escaped from the witch's house, and can you guess who was looking for them? The children's father. He found them in the woods and took them home. He had sent their mean auntie away, and they never saw her again. Their father gave them a big hug. And that was the end of our story, Hansel and Gretel. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. Sleep well. Night-night.